As everybody knows, Logan Paul and Dillon Danis are set to face each other in a boxing match on October 14th, 2023 in Manchester, England. The fight is part of the Prime card, co-headlined by KSI vs Tom Fury, and it will be streamed on DAZN PPV. This fight has been in the making for a long time, as both fighters have been exchanging insults and challenges on social media for years. They have a personal beef that goes beyond the sport of boxing, and they are eager to settle it in the ring. This fight will be scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds, according to MMA journalist Mike Bourne. Logan Paul will have an advantage of size, reach and low boxing experience, while Dillon Danis will have the edge in toughness and confidence. The fight could be decided by who can impose their style and pace on the other. Logan Paul will likely try to use his jab, movement and power shots to keep Danis at bay and wear him down. Dillon Danis will probably try to close the distance, clinch and rough up Paul with dirty boxing and body shots. Both fighters will have to be careful of their stamina and defense, as they could get tired or hurt by their opponent's attacks. Picture the epic showdown. It's like Logan Paul's got haymakers for breakfast served with a side of online beef. Dude's carrying more pent-up rage than a squirrel who lost its nuts. Talking about someone's girl, Mike Tyson mode activated. Now, Dillon, well, he's got options. He can either join the I don't know what hit me club after being overwhelmed, perform the world's fastest sprint away from the ring, or pull out his secret weapon MMA experience to deliver a haymaker of truth with a left hook of expertise. Let the chaos commence. The winner of the fight will be the one who can land more clean and effective punches, avoid getting hurt or knocked down, and control the ring. This fight is expected to generate a lot of interest and revenue, as both fighters have huge fan bases on social media. Now, to compare the payouts for outs to other Logan Paul fights, with factoring in all the drama, I would need to consider some factors such as a fighter's popularity, previous earnings and projected sales. I'd speculate that the payouts for outs for this fight will be higher than Logan Paul's previous fights, except for his fight with Mayweather. I'd estimate that the PPV price will be around $59.99, which is higher than Jake Paul vs Tyron Woodley, but lower than Floyd Mayweather vs Logan Paul. This is because Logan Paul vs Dillon Danis is a more competitive and intriguing matchup than Jake Paul vs Tyron Woodley, but it's not as big and historic as Floyd Mayweather vs Logan Paul. The payout for Logan Paul will be around $15 million, which is higher than his fight with KSI and Seth Rollins, but lower than his fight with Mayweather. This is because Logan Paul vs Dillon Danis will attract more viewers and sponsors than his fight with KSI and Rollins, but not as many as with his fight with Mayweather. The payout for Dillon Danis will be around $5 million, which is much higher than his fight in MMA. This is because Dillon Danis will benefit from Logan Paul's popularity and drama, as well as his own reputation and hype. Therefore, I think Logan Paul vs Dillon Danis will be a lucrative and entertaining fight for both fighters and fans alike. It will generate more interest and revenue than most of Logan Paul's previous fights, except for his fight with Mayweather. It'll also factor in all the drama that surrounds both fighters, such as their trash talks, feuds, lawsuits, and controversies. The fight will have a significant impact on both fighters' reputations and careers. If Logan Paul wins, he will silence his critics and prove himself as a legitimate boxer. He will also boost his ego and popularity and possibly set up bigger fights in the future. If he loses, he will face humiliation and mockery from his haters and rivals. He'll also damage his credibility and marketability as a boxer. If Dillon Danis wins, he will back up his trash talk and show his versatility as a fighter. He'll also gain the respect and fame in the combat sports world and potentially earn more opportunities in MMA or boxing. If he loses, he will lose his face and credibility as a fighter. He will also give ammunition to his enemies and detractors, especially Jake Paul. The psychological aspect of the fight could also play a role in the outcome. Dillon Danis has been trying to get under Logan Paul's skin with his trolling campaign, which could affect Paul's mental state and focus. However, Danis could also be overconfident or reckless, which could expose him to Paul's power and skill. Both fighters will need to stay calm and composed under pressure. Well, not to say Logan is pissed about. You know what? Point to consider is that Dillon Danis needs new material to troll Logan Paul, as his old tricks are not working anymore. Danis has been using the same old strategy of posting photos of Logan Paul's fiancée, Nina Agdal, with other men for years. He's also been repeating the same insults and jokes about Logan Paul's boxing skills, appearance and personality. However, these tactics have become stale and predictable and have not affected Logan Paul's confidence or motivation. In fact, Logan Paul has been ignoring or laughing off most of Danis' attempts to get under his skin, and he's been focusing on his training and preparation for the fight. Logan Paul has also been countering Danis' trolling with his own witty and sarcastic responses, such as calling him a one-trick pony, a bootleg Conor McGregor, and a clout chaser. Logan Paul has also been exposing Danis' hypocrisy and insecurity, such as by pointing out that he has not fought in MMA for almost 4 years, that he's using Nina Agdal's fame to get attention, and that he's afraid of facing Jake Paul in a fight. Therefore, Danis needs to come up with more creative and original ways to troll Logan Paul if he wants to have any psychological advantage over him. Both fighters have their strengths and weaknesses, and their styles and personalities clash in an interesting, bloody, and entertaining way. The fight will have a lot of implications for both fighters' reputations and careers, as well as for the fans and the media. The fight will also be influenced by the psychological warfare that both fighters have been engaging in, as well as their physical and mental preparation. The fight will be a spectacle that will attract a lot of attention and revenue, and it will be a memorable event in the history of boxing and social media. Well, if life were a reality TV show, Logan Paul would definitely be the character who keeps surprising us with unexpected plot twists. From social media stunts to wrestling bouts and even attempting to take on boxing, he's like a buffet of entertainment with a side dish of controversy. And let's not forget his WrestleMania and SummerSlam appearances. Who knew his journey would lead him from Vine videos to WWE rings? It's safe to say that Logan's life is a roller coaster we can't look away from, even if his boxing record seems to have a couple more zeros than he'd like. On the other hand, Dillon Danis seems to have a knack for making headlines even when he's not stepping into the cage. Since then, they've been calling each other out and demanding a fight. They finally agreed to face each other in 2023 after Paul's fight with Mayweather and Danis' recovery from his injury. They've also been hyping up the fight with press conferences, interviews, and promotional videos. They've also been betting large sums of money on the outcome of the fight, with Paul offering $1 million to Danis if he can knock him out, and Danis offering $5 million to Paul if he can last more than one round with him. The fight is expected to be one of the most heated and entertaining bouts of the year. Who will win? Who will lose? We'll find out on October 14, 2023, when Logan Paul and Dillon Danis finally face each other in the ring. And if you want to stay updated, then I guess you have subscribed to this channel, or do if you have better things to do with your time, like watching paint dry or counting sheep. Seriously, who cares about these two clowns? They're both overrated or overhyped, and they have no business being in the boxing ring. They should just stick to what they do best, making cringy videos and talking trash. This fight is nothing but a cash grab and publicity stunt, and it'll be a snooze fest. The only thing that can make it interesting is if they both knock each other out at the same time, or if someone throws a pie in their faces. Save your money and your sanity and skip this fight. You'll thank me later.